What is up, Z-Karma here, and welcome back to another Cyberpunk video. Today, we will be going over every single skill in the crafting tree. I will be letting you know exactly how each one works, and if they even do work. So if you find this helpful or informative in any way, a like rating is appreciated, and if you want to sub for more content like this, that will be great as well. First off, let's take a quick look at a perk that actually does not work. That one's called 200% efficiency. So when you max it out, this one is supposed to give crafted clothes 5% more armor. However, let me just show you really quickly. We're going to craft a random piece of clothing. Let's go with the green ones. So we're going to craft 5 of these, right? Just 4. And if we take a look at them, you'll see that they all say 59.9. Now, I will max out 200% efficiency. And obviously these aren't affected because it only works on newly crafted clothes. However, if we go ahead and craft a few of these, they're still at 59.9. You can already tell by just looking at the crafting screen, but let's just take a look at the actual clothes. And as you can see, they're still at 59.9. So I also tested by equipping them and see if this changes at all, but no, it still remains the same. Which means that this is not currently working, so if you're using this, make sure to stop using it. Moving on to a perk that seems a little bit out of place in this tree, it's called Sapper. This one will increase the damage of grenades. When you max it out, it will increase grenade damage by 20%. I already tested this, and yes, it does increase the damage from grenades, but from my testing, I did not see a full 20% increase. It's really difficult to test grenades, since the damage ranges depend on a lot of factors, from distance from the blast to the orientation of the enemy, if the enemy is facing the other direction of the grenade, if the enemy is alerted, a bunch of things can influence the damage that these grenades do. So it's really difficult to test the exact percentage increase. I will be revisiting this perk when I cover grenade damage in a future video. Then we have skills like True Craftsman, Grease Monkey, and Edge Runner Artisan. This one allows you to craft rare items, this one allows you to craft epic, and this one allows you to craft legendary items. So if you go to your crafting menu, you see I can craft these because I have Edge Runner Artisan, I can craft these because I have Grease Monkey, but I cannot craft the rare ones because I don't have True Craftsman. So yeah, those are very simple to understand. I've covered them before in my crafting videos. Anyway, moving on, we have perks like Field Technician and Cutting Edge. Field Technician, when maxed out, says crafted weapons deal 5% more damage, and this one says improve damage and all damage related stats of crafted weapons by 5%. Now, I've already shown this in a previous video. These do the exact same thing, but when you stack them, the only thing that gets stacked is the 5% more damage from this one. You won't get the damage related stats of crafted weapons by 5% when you have both. I crafted a bunch of Congos to get a specific set of stats, and I was looking for this specific set of stats. The first little set of stats that you see is the crafted Congo without any of the 2 perks. The second one is with Cutting Edge only, and the third one is with Field Technician only. The fourth one is with both Field Technician and Cutting Edge. As you see, the second 2, which is either perk, got the exact same result, so that means that they do the exact same thing. And then the final one was with both of them, and as you can see this time around, the only thing that changed was the physical damage range and the DPS. So this means that Cutting Edge and Field Technician do stack, but they only stack the physical damage part and the DPS part. They won't stack the increases for the other percentages down below. Moving away from this, let's talk about other perks that I tested from the crafting tree. So we have Innovation. This one, when maxed out, makes consumables 50% more effective. I noticed that it was not increasing the healing percentage, but it was increasing their duration. So for example, this consumable instantly restores 15% health and then 3% health per second for 30 seconds. Well, all the perk is going to do is increase the duration by 25%. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Notice that the health was regenning at the exact same pace, except for the timer, the duration is what was affected. Same applies to normal consumables from your backpack. For example, this one has an 1800 second duration and increases max RAM units by 2. That is a 30-minute duration. Now with the 50% increase to that, it'll now last 45 minutes, which is actually really good. Moving on to this one over here, Waste Not, Want Not. This one's actually really good. When disassembling an item, you get attach mods back. So without this mod, if I were to disassemble this, my increased crit damage by 30% mod is going to be gone. But if I go ahead and equip it, whenever I get rid of these shorts, I can actually loot that bully and I can equip it on a different piece of clothing. Same applies to weapon mods. So if you got these mods over here, the only way to get them back to put them on a different weapon is to have that perk equipped and disassembling that weapon. We also got Tune Up. Tune Up is very simple to understand. This one allows you to upgrade lower quality components into higher quality ones. If you acquire that perk and go into your crafting section, you can see that now you have legendary item components that you can craft. It costs some epic. This one over here obviously is going to cost some rare item components. If you want to craft the blue ones, it'll cost green item components. Same over here, uncommon requires common item components. Then we have something like Ex Nihilo, grants a 20% chance to craft an item for free. And this one works like that, just very simple. You craft items, 20% of the time it'll be free. We also have Scrapper, junk items are automatically disassembled. This is not something that I would recommend. I used to recommend it before, but then I noticed that a lot of junk is actually worth a decent amount of money, so you might want to sell those instead. Unless you're doing a money glitch, then I guess you could take this, but if you're not doing a money glitch, then junk comes in handy, so do not use this. Then we got these two right here. These two have to do with upgrading. This one will grant a 10% chance to upgrade an item for free. So if you have it equipped and you go into your upgrade section, remember upgrading an item upgrades its level. So you can see you have the components here. Sometimes it won't charge you any components for upgrading your weapons. And then Let There Be Light reduces the component cost of upgrading items by 10%. If we max it out, it's actually 20%. So let me show you real quick. We go to upgrading, you see it costs 80, 60, 32, 32, 16, 16. Alright, let's just look at these, 32 and 16. Well, now I'm going to get 20% here. Now we're going to go to upgrades, and now it's 25 and 12 instead of 32 and 16. So yeah, this one also works. And then we have this one, which reduces component cost of crafting items by 15%. Let me just quickly go to crafting. If we want to craft this one, this is not going to change because it's already at 1, but 22, 22. And if I max this one out, which is going to reduce that by 30%, now it's 15 and 15. And then we got this one, gain more components when disassembling. You can simply see this actually taking place. If you go to your backpack and look at a weapon, for example, let's look at this one. You see on the left hand side where the components are, you can see that if I disassemble, I get 6 common components, 3 uncommon, 2 rare, and 4 rare upgrade components. And if I go ahead and equip this, you can see that those numbers are actually going to be a little higher. Now it's 9, 4, 3, 5. And before we get into the last perk, I also wanted to cover Workshop. This one does work. Disassembling items grants a 5% chance to gain a free component of the same quality as the disassembled item. As you can see, at 3 points, that's a 15% chance. This one is very useful when you're dealing with epic and legendary items. Whenever it comes to the lower rarities, this isn't really useful because you already have a ton of those components. But for epic and legendary, this can really help. And finally, I wanted to talk about Crazy Science. This perk is not worth it in my opinion. This could be a decent perk if it was one of the first ones you unlock, but the fact that it unlocked until you hit crafting level 20 is ridiculous. Even if you respec all of your perk points and just put all of them in here, let's say you get about a 90% increase, because you'll get a 10% increase for the sale of crafted items and then 1% per perk level. So let's say you get 10% and then you get 80 extra points in here. That's like a 90% increase in the sale of crafted items. And in my opinion, it is not worth it. You're going to spend about 80,000 to 100,000 depending on where you go to respec your points. and then you're going to try to craft weapons and stuff and try to sell them, you're not going to make that money back. You're probably going to waste your components way before crafting enough things to get back your 100k you spent on respecking. So in my opinion, this is not worth it. It is not worth respecking your points just to spec everything in here. Unless somehow you find something you can sell for 100k, then go for it. But I don't think there's anything in the game that would go for that much. And now finally, of course, we have to talk about the crafting skill progression. There are rewards in here. Some of them give you +1 perks, but some actually help you out with component cost and upgrading costs. So for example, levels 3, 4, and 11 will reduce your crafting cost by 5%, so that's a 15% decrease to your crafting cost. Levels 16 and 19 will reduce upgrade costs by 15%, so that's a 30% increase with both of them unlocked. And then of course the levels that unlock certain crafting specs. Level 13 unlocks crafting specs for epic weapons, combat gadgets, and cyberware. And here they are. You see these are the weapons that were unlocked then. And of course there's no cyberware, so I don't know why it says cyberware, but I did not unlock any cyberware here. And then another important one, of course, is level 18, which is going to unlock crafting specs for iconic weapons and clothing. And from that, what I have to say is that it doesn't give you iconic weapon specs. It only gives you iconic clothing, which include this headband, these goggles, this reinforced racing suit, the red alert anti-surge net running suit, these little shorts, these shoes, and that's it. But anyways guys, that is it for the crafting tree. Let me know what tree you want me to cover next. I'll cover every single perk in that tree. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, a like rating is appreciated. And if you want to sub for more content, that would be great as well. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.